clones. How do they... Wait a second. Okay, that's better. Okay, so I don't think we can do an episode on clones today. We have some bigger things to look at here, like this lens. Sorry, man, you can go away. Okay. Yeah, you can too. Sorry, no clone episode today. Poof. Welcome to Take Tuesday. It's a great show. Subscribe. Man, I never get to do an episode on clones. Alright, welcome to Take Tuesday, a show with no clones, but it does have a variety of lenses. Right now, what you're seeing me on is a wide lens. You want to see this? This is a prime lens. Let's check it out. So now what you're seeing me on is a prime lens. That means fixed focal length. I can't zoom in and zoom out on the camera. I can change the focus and I can change the aperture on the lens, but I cannot zoom in and out. The only way I can get further from this frame is to actually back up like this. And so this lens, it's fantastic and I do love it, but in some situations it's a little tough. Like right now, I'm sure you don't want this nice zoom in on my face. So let's change it to this zoom lens here. This one actually does zoom in and out, and if you open this up, you can actually see it shows its f-stops. It shows the numbers right here. Right here, this is where you can actually see the focal length at. So let's just go ahead and put this lens on and let's try it out. Oh no, what have I done? I put on the wide lens again. Haha, no I didn't, look at that. Wow, it's zooming in and it's autofocusing too, that's crazy. Wow. This is actually the zoom lens that we were using earlier. You can see that the lens itself is kind of bulbous to kind of get that wide angle. This is minimum zoom here. So you can see it almost kind of does like the wide angle, but it's not as wide. And that's why we had the wide angle, so we can go even wider. And then it has the maximum zoom like this. So we can zoom in all the way. You can see there's a nice little depth of field going on behind me. Now we can just go to this one. This is just like a zoom lens, just like this one, but you can see this one goes from 12 to 60. This lens right here only goes from 12 to 35. So let's see if we notice any differences between these two lenses. Okay, so here we go. So I actually don't see too many changes of this lens. And actually the lens that you're seeing now and the lens you saw just before this, they are the base lens that came with the GH5. So if you're on the market for a GH5, go ahead and get the 1260. It may cost a little more, but you can do, this lens has a lot more versatility to it because look at that, it zooms in and zooms out so much more. This is 1260 is the focal length, so 12 to 60. This one's just 12 to 35. So this one lets you zoom in just that little extra. But let's talk about some other different kinds of lenses now. So right here, we have a Metabone speed booster. And you may be wondering, what does that do? Well, this is a Canon lens. This lens it's not even designed for the GH5 because the thing about DSLRs is there's mirrorless cameras, there's micro 3/3, and a variety of other different types of sensors that DSLRs can have. And so lenses have to be designed to fit that kind of sensor, and that's why we have this adapter. Now this adapter only fits Canon lenses to DSLRs. So be sure if you're on the market and you have a bunch of different lenses but you don't have the right sensor, the right kind of DSLR to fit the sensor, look into Metabones or any other ones. There's cheaper ones. This one's kind of pricey. So now let's get this lens on the camera and see if it can actually do anything. Wait, sorry, I mean this. Can you see me? All right, I don't think so. Here, I'll move back here. Okay, so this lens, this is a Canon lens, and it's super massive and it's super heavy to lug around. So we don't actually use this lens a lot for video, but for the sake of this video and to show you off some different kinds of lenses, we're gonna just show it off anyways. The big thing about this lens is it actually is really nice in low light situations because it lets a lot of light in. So being indoors with a little bit of light, we're inside schools a lot here filming, so it really helps in those situations because you've all been to school. They're not always the most well lit. Some are, some aren't. And this lens, if we're doing photos, it really helps a lot. If we're doing videos, well, at least we'll get a head start on the carpal tunnel or arthritis or whatever one, because it's a super heavy lens to lug around. But the lens itself does have a nice little plate at the bottom, so you can put a tripod on it itself, because if you put the tripod on the lens, you got a lot of weight up in the front, and it's going to start weighing down that tripod, and it's just going to pull it down. It's going to pull the camera and everything down. And you may here's that can lens I just showed you. You can see it's got a bunch of different settings over here: autofocus, stabilizer, all that good stuff. If you're in the photography business, it's a great lens to have. But only if you're shooting up close stuff. Like if you're trying to put your camera up in somebody's face and use this lens, it is a no-go. They're gonna have to just to use this lens in here all the way zoomed out. I had to be at the end of this building here. So all these lenses are great, but why did I even bother showing you this video? Well, for a long time, whenever I was using DSLRs, I've been using DSLRs for a long time, and I didn't understand the importance of lenses. I thought I could just get a zoom lens and it'd be good to go, but that just ain't the case. Let's take, for instance, let's take this. Okay, this is great. Focal length 42.5. I could put this zoom lens on here and take it to 42.5. There we go. This lens is now set to 42.5 focal length. Let's put this on here and let's take a look and see what it looks like. So I've switched the lenses. Here's the proof. Here is the prime lens. And you can see I'm still just as far away as I was. And yeah, it's nice to be able to zoom in and out. That's why for your first lens, you may want to just get a zoom lens. That way you can just, you can be up close and you can just zoom out. You can be really far away and zoom in. That's awesome. So yes, this lens is great for guerrilla shooting, and the prime lens is great for getting crispy shots at the fixed focal length that it's at. But let's say, for example, you don't care how anything looks. You don't care if it looks good. You don't care if it's crispy. You just want to get the shot. Well, this lens is great for what it does, but let's say you need an ultra wide shot. The other day we were filming an interview inside a really cramped room, and the lens I have on right now, it would not work in it at all, because you have to be kind of far away from it for it to work. And I'm talking super cramped. Even this lens right here, the zoom lens, wasn't working. Now it has a focal length of 12 to 60, and I took it all the way down to 12, and it just didn't capture. It didn't capture everybody. There's two people, and it didn't capture them all. And that's the importance of a zoom lens. This zoom lens goes down to 7. Now 7 may not sound like a massive drop from 12, but it can make a world of difference when you're in a cramped room with very limited space. That's why, even if you don't care what your stuff looks like, you may still want a lens like a wide lens. Because yeah, the zoom lens can do a lot of things, but it can't do everything. So just remember that. It's great to rely on it, but sometimes it's nice to have a nice little backup plan in the wide lens. So again, if you don't care if things are crispy or not, why not? Then you may never want to get a prime lens. Zoom lenses may just serve your purpose, and that's great. That's fine. You may just want, if you want to do photos and you want to be on it, have a, use a tripod all the time, then use this. If you don't want to use a tripod all the time, well, I'm sorry. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any comments or complaints, let me know. If you like learning about lenses, maybe we can talk about lenses some more. If you want to just talk about more virtual reality stuff, we can do that too, because we got some things in development, but we'll save that for later. Anyways, I'm Adrian, and we'll holler at you later. See ya.